All right, welcome back. Let's wrap up now. You've seen a lot of videos. Intellectual property law is it's really important if you want to grow a business and you want to take an idea. I mean, I call it the law of ideas because what it allows you to do, intellectual property rights, it allows you to actually assert ownership over your idea, or in the case of copyright, the expression of your idea, or in the case of trademark, the brand or logo that symbolizes your idea. Here, I just want to end by talking a little bit about Tiger King. Wait, what do we have here? Oh, this is Frank. This is my daughter's Stuffy, a wild monkey. And I think it's appropriate that we bring Frank into the conversation now, only because I do want to wrap up by talking a little bit about Big Cat Rescue versus Big Cat Rescue Entertainment. We've been focusing on how to create intellectual property rights, whether it be a copyright or a trademark, especially focusing on trademark and branding. But what's interesting about Tiger King is that the legal dispute between Big Cat Rescue, owned by Harold and Carol Baskin, and Big Cat Rescue Entertainment, which at the time, right, that was Joe Exotic's private roadside zoo, is that it's an intellectual property right dispute. Now, I'm not going to go into the details of that dispute right now. Let's do that in our next module, week 5, because that's when I want to talk about both criminal and civil cases. But I did want to let you know that the case between Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin, the civil case, is an IP case. And so I've included in the last part of this module just some bonus materials, the trademark registration of Big Cat Rescue, and the copyrighted photo that was also a subject of litigation. Both of these, the trademark and the copyrights, are referred to in episode 4 of Tiger King. So I wanted to show you sort of the essence of those disputes. In our next week, module 5, we'll talk about those cases in more detail, and we'll look at the strategic aspects of those cases. One of the things I find most interesting about the Big Cat Rescue case is that those cases, both the trademark case and copyright cases, were settled out of court. And it turns out that out-of-court settlement is very common in business disputes. It's really expensive to exercise your right to a jury trial in a civil case. And so a lot of times, unless your strategy contemplates the willingness to assume the risk of a jury verdict, a lot of business disputes either get dismissed by the court early on or in the middle of litigation, or they get negotiated by the parties. This is very common. If you've seen the movie The Social Network, that's exactly what happened in the early beginning of Facebook when Mark Zuckerberg and the Winklevoss twins settled their dispute out of court. All right, let's just wrap up module 4 because it's got a lot of information, but I want to wrap up with just the big picture. Intellectual property rights are super important. Whether you're a big firm like Procter & Gamble or Facebook, for example, or whether you're a small firm just starting out. That's how you build value in your firm. What gives your firm value, a lot of it is, what are the intellectual property rights? What are the trademarks, maybe trade secrets, copyrights that your firm or you as an individual own? And I want to end with this. Think about it. Have you created any intellectual property rights? I mean, you can look at Mark Zuckerberg, you look at Big Cat Rescue, you look at all of these different companies of different sizes. Well, I want to end this wrap-up video on a very positive note. In fact, it turns out every single one of you watching this video have, at some point in time, probably even today, created intellectual property rights. Go back to copyright. Every time any essay you've done for this course, any discussion post, your profile pic that you've posted, assuming it's a picture that you created, anytime you've taken a selfie, you've actually created intellectual property rights. You've actually created most likely a copyright. Now, does that mean it's going to be commercially valuable? No, that's market decides that, whole bunch of different factors. But the thing is, we each have inside of us, we each have the creativity and potential to create intellectual property. So that's why I wanted to focus this middle part of the course on intellectual property rights and give you a nice introduction, especially to trademarks, especially to branding, especially to logos, words and phrases. So thank you, and God bless, and charge on. Take care.